You know, it's one of those places that until recently a lot of people didn't know about. But aside from world-class golf courses, um, resorts, things like that, um, it is just a hop, skip, and a jump from Santa Barbara, Montecito, where I lived the vast majority of my adult life. Okay, so I've known the place peripherally for virtually all my life. And funny, when I used to come up here golfing, this is back in the days, drinking and partying and things like that, occasionally I'd look around and go, you know, I get a little older, put the cork in the bottle, quit the partying, maybe. And then the thought would vanish. And bottom line, I put the cork in the bottle 10 some years ago. And what did I do? I moved to Ohio. And funny about the business, it just happened by itself almost, as they would say, God's will, not mine. And it was just odd. I really can't tell you how it started. Some contributing factors, some more obvious than others, but it started. I had planted the seeds in my own brain a while back. I went to a rehab back in early 90s, Duffy's up in Marin County, or Napa, where all the wines are made. And I got interested in the business at that point in time, did a write-up, business model of it, I think, in the middle latter 70s, and it just sat there. But somewhere, apparently, it had taken seed and grown somewhere. And I found myself with a house, a little compound, and there was a guest quarters, and my wife went into the drug alcohol counseling business. And before you know it, we had a client, and he was a special needs client. And so he ended up staying with us for 5 years. He was our first client, once again, special needs. But beyond that, Ojai is just, it's been well known for those in the healing circles as one of the places in the world to be. It has a very, very long history. It goes back, Chumash go back, say, about 14,000 years, the local Indians here. And this was a healing spot for them as well. Hot springs, healing waters. Come white man and the end of the 19th century and the beginning of the 20th century, people come all the way from the east to go to these healing waters, okay? Then things like Crotona Institute popped up, and that was that movement of theosophy that I do believe became popular sometime in the late 1870s, don't quote me, and ran pretty strong through the 30s. It's still in existence. Crotona Institute, incredible library, you've been there. Krishnamurti had his awakening here. I mean, on and on and on. He was sitting under an olive tree, and this is where his awakening was. Who's that gal that is so famous in the metaphysical circles?
Betty.
Pardon me?
Betty. Isn't it Betty?
No, she has a Byron Katie.
Oh, Byron Katie.
Okay, Byron Katie's up here to name a headliner. And then, I mean, they're all over the place, okay, in that genre, if you will. And it's one of those places that's gone under the radar. Places like Sedona took the big press, thank God, okay? And they got the tourists. They even have curio stores there. I mean, it's just become touristy. Ojai has just always, for some reason, maintained its uniqueness. It's the only coastal place in Southern California, and I've exhausted them over my many years, and it's intact. We're, gosh, from this particular house right here, we're 12 minutes in the car to on the beach, all right? But yet we're sitting in this valley that is just unto itself. The doctors, the physicians from Eastern med, holistic med, Western med, and these are the creme de la creme, many of them, the psychologists across the board, the full spectrum. Many of these people, men and women, were big time in New York, places like that, and well-renowned, very well-known, but they were into medicine, okay? They weren't the ones after the money. And Perhaps they made some money, perhaps they didn't, but their love was medicine, and where'd they go? Ojai. And so because of that, we could afford to expand without having a huge staff, okay, and a very expensive staff of psychologists and from MFTs to psychiatrists, all that kind of stuff. It's highly expensive. 43%, I do believe, are notably dual diagnosed that are alcoholic addict. So needless to say, you need professional staff to deal with these varying problems. As you well know, one size does not fit all. That we know, okay? People keep trying to make it fit, but it doesn't, okay? So that said, over the years, we've just, being a small town, an intimate town and all that, we've just formed a very, very good relationship. We respect them, they respect us. Hell, we're not even listed in the Ojai phone book, okay? Anonymity is well respected by everybody in town. People are used to seeing high-profile people here. They don't know whether they live here. Some do. Jerry Bruckheimer has a place here. Ted Danson is here, da-da-da. But they don't tell anybody they live here, okay? And then because we're only an hour and 20 minutes from Santa Barbara, or should be, we're 30 minutes from Santa Barbara, 25 minutes. We're an hour and 20 minutes from the heart of movie star land. And so people are coming and going all the time. And it's just, nobody really knows what's going on. Very few people know where our houses are, okay? As you know, they're spread out strategically around the valley. And they each have different character, different personality. It's so multifaceted why we're here. And gosh, I certainly don't want to sound like a born again whatever. But it goes beyond coincidence in my mind. I mean, the business just kind of happened. And where did it happen? It happened in Ojai. Where's the most perfect place I could possibly think of this business being in? Ojai Valley.